So, what's up, you guys? So, I am definitely do not like this video. And let me tell you why I don't like it. Because I don't like their fucking opinion about Lil Wayne. I hate it. Out of everybody in Cash Money, my two people that I really fuck with from Cash Money is Juvenile and Lil Wayne. Let me tell you why. Let's start with Lil Wayne first. Lil Wayne, when Lil Wayne see me, it's respect. He don't act different. He don't act bad with me. It's none of that about you left and this and that, because he went through some of the same things. When I did Louisiana Fest, when I did the first annual Louisiana Fest I opened up with Lil Wayne, it was all love. Lil Wayne was following me doing Why You Acting Funny, the whole stage. You heard me? That's the love and respect, because even though he's a bigger artist than me, I still came before him. And that's the respect that you have to respect when it comes to Lil Wayne, because he respect people that he grew up listening to or people that inspired him. And that's why I like him. Boom. So let's get to Juvie. Juvie took a chance on me. You know, even though when he heard negative stuff or don't fuck with her, this and that, you heard me? Juvie put me on the road. If I never would have experienced traveling, you know what I'm saying, being on the road, and I never wouldn't have left New Orleans. And I had got my first time being signed to UTP, you know, just seeing Boston and Baltimore, and being on the stage when Fat Joe did Lean Back with Remy Ma. Like, and that's why I'ma always appreciate Juvie. Writing them $5,000 checks, you heard me? Paying me every week. Juvie take care of his people. I don't give a fuck what they talking about. People can have attitudes. That ain't nothing. Nobody perfect. Juvie take care of his motherfucking people. You heard me? Now let's get back to this commentary. This man. See these white people, this when you know you're a big artist. Look, you got all white motherfuckers talking about Lil Wayne. You heard me? Because he still got it, bitch. I don't give a fuck what y'all saying. Y'all saying one thing. They need a segment, or maybe not a segment. Well, maybe they need something for older rappers. You heard me? Because Lil Wayne deserved to be celebrated just like me, just like anybody that started something and been in it for 30 years. So fuck what y'all talking about. Do y'all research. He should have did Super Bowl, and I'ma stand on that.
Few things that have caused a lot of hip-hop fans to begin to turn on him, with many accusing him of being washed, especially after the release of his latest album, The Carter 6. So today, I want to look into why everybody is switching up on our boy Lil Wayne. Also, really quick, I want to say Spotify lets you put your videos on their platform now. Like, you can watch the video or just listen to the audio. So if that's something you guys are interested in, if you just want to like listen rather than watch or whatever, the links are all in the description. I think it's a cool feature, so I'm uploading all my old videos on there along with my new ones. So yeah, feel free to do that. Anyways, let's continue. So recently Lil Wayne released his album The Carter 6, and let's just say it wasn't very well received. If you aren't familiar with Lil Wayne, he has an album series called The Carter, and pretty much every album in this series has banged. Whether or not you think they were good, they have historically sold insanely well. The Carter 1 in 2004 sold 878,000 units. The Carter 2 in 2005 sold 1.4 million units. The Carter 3 in 2008 sold a whopping 3.8 million units, and the Carter 4 in 2011 sold 2.3 million. I'm not going to mention the Carter 5 because it didn't sell nearly as many, in part because it was more recent. Regardless though, it still had some bangers. So clearly this series has a very impressive legacy, with Wayne putting out amazing tracks on every single album, and fans were extremely excited for the sixth iteration of this series. And I think it's safe to say that this was a big letdown. Now I'm not going to lie, I don't think the whole album was all that bad, but it definitely wasn't great, and a lot of people absolutely hated it. Fans immediately tore it apart on Twitter, with people posting memes like this. And it wasn't just Twitter that had this opinion, but other music critics as well.
And look, I'm not going to beat around the bush with this review. This album was pretty bad. Not just bad, but shamefully bad at points. Bad form, bad ideas, bad taste. bad execution. The album doesn't even have the decency to be bad in one single way.
In this series, this installment is weak. You're getting lackluster performances. You're getting weak production. I don't even want to call it weak. I want to call it bad production. You're getting an underwhelming feature list where you could have gotten some legends on here, or even some guys that would have been able to put some energy or something back into this track list, for example. Like,
by the way, if you know, you know, Fantano said the Elephant song was his favorite one, which is insane, but don't worry guys, I'll play it in a second. Regardless though, Twitter was in a huge uproar after this album came out. One person said, "You know the album ass when nobody arguing on the timeline, LMAO. This shit hurt, man." Another said, "I haven't seen the TL be this unified calling an album trash in a good while." There were so many memes all over Twitter, and I'm gonna be honest, they were pretty funny, and this was definitely my favorite one of the bunch. I think that it got so bad that the Carter 4 re-entered the Billboard 200 with fans saying every real Wayne fan ran to their favorite Carter after having their heart broken by Carter 6. It's honestly hard to describe in words how bad some of these songs were.
We just throwing shit at the wall at this point. When we get to the end, it's just like, I don't even know what the fuck about to happen.
What up, though? All my niggas cutthroat, cut a nigga.
Oh my god, bro. This is not real. I'm being so serious, bro. This is not real. What the fuck is this beat, dog? What is this beat, dog? I'm not gonna lie. We're trolling. You're dead trolling, bro. You're not serious at all. You don't give a fuck. Do you hear this?
Head off, you looking like you combo. Smoking like double dutch, all you niggas jump rope.
You're dead. You're serious right now, dog.
Granted, this was probably the worst song on this album, but man, there were definitely some rough ones. He even had a line where he said, "And I don't smoke bunk, I only smoke that strong. Eyes tight like my name Wong Ding Ding Dong." To be entirely fair to Wayne though, this project is expected to sell 110 units first week with a #2 debut on the Billboard 200. However, compared to a lot of his previous projects, this isn't that great. But why is this such a big deal? Especially for an artist who's been in the game for decades, he's already established himself as a legend. Who cares if he puts out one bad album? Huge artists drop disappointing music all the time and they're able to bounce back. I mean, Wayne himself has even done it before with Rebirth. Well, to understand why people are so upset and disappointed in Lil Wayne, we have to rewind back to the Super Bowl. The September before the 2025 Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar was announced as the headliner for the halftime show, and Lil Wayne was pretty upset. First, he posted on his Instagram story, confused, disappointed, angry, but most of all, inspired. We'll never again be in a position or have the GOAT in a position where we are at the mercy of someone else's decision. We will make the decisions. And then he posted this video as well expressing his problems.
That hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about, it hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown. And for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position like somebody told me that was my position. It made me feel like not getting this opportunity. And when I felt like you guys reminded me that I ain't without y'all. And that's an amazing reality.
The main reason that Wayne felt this way is because the Super Bowl was hosted in his hometown of New Orleans. Also, Jay-Z's been in charge of the Super Bowl for the last few years, so Wayne really thought that he had an in, and has expressed interest in doing it before on multiple occasions.
Let's think about this for a second. Lil Wayne, headline Super Bowl in New Orleans. How badly do you want to hear those words?
Just as bad as I wanted to see my name at the top of that list when I was that whatever age it was, and I would bust into the office and get that Billboard magazine. Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
He has also said that he would kill to play the Super Bowl and things along those lines in multiple interviews. So when he was denied, Wayne and a bunch of others were pretty upset on his behalf. Nicki Minaj and others called out the Super Bowl and Jay-Z for not letting Wayne perform, saying things like, denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no reason other than your ego. Your hatred for Birdman, Drake, and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne. But not everybody thought that Wayne deserved the spot. I mean, it was given to Kendrick Lamar after all, who just had the craziest year arguably of his career with winning the beef with Drake and putting out tracks like Not Like Us. Fans began debating online whether or not Lil Wayne even deserved the spot, with multiple people saying he wasn't a great performer. One fan on Reddit said, "Anyone who has seen Wayne live knows he puts on mediocre, low-effort shows, and that's if he even shows up." Many were reposting some rough moments from his concerts on Twitter as well. There was even one that was pretty funny, I'll admit, and even Tyler the Creator liked it as well. This incident caused so many people to clown on Lil Wayne in the rap community, and even Orlando Brown started clowning on him.
I think that Jay-Z made the best decision ever. Well, I know about this shit, but I don't want to do. I don't mind to do, but
which is crazy when you got Orlando Brown acting like you're the tweaker. This started an entire conversation around Wayne's performance abilities and why he may have not been picked. For example, there was a concert in 2023 where after playing music for 30 minutes, he hopped off stage so some artists from his label could come out and perform, which doesn't seem that bad, right? Well, after the crowd wasn't really feeling it, I mean, they came to see Lil Wayne, Wayne came back out, did a little rant, and then just canceled the show.
We appreciate it, but we ain't about to be bending over backwards for these folks. We work too hard for this shit. We work way too hard. This is my motherfucking artist, Allen. That was Twist, that was Josh. We on Young Money. We appreciate y'all time.
Fans were very upset, and this was brought back up again during the Super Bowl conversation, cited by some as another reason why Wayne should not have been allowed to perform. And this isn't the only time Wayne has walked off stage, like this time when he was playing at High Times, and he said he never wants to be booked for it again and then left. Also, I forgot what it was, but I'm pretty sure it happened like a couple other times too. So people really use this as a big argument as to why the Super Bowl might not want to entrust this extremely important performance to Lil Wayne. Regardless of what your thoughts on the situation were, Wayne continued to complain about it, which I think really rubbed fans the wrong way. Like when he gave this speech at Weezy Fest a couple months later.
That moment I said to myself, I want to be on stage for the Super Bowl one day in front of my mom. And I worked my ass off to get that fucking position, and it was ripped away from me. But this motherfucking moment right here, they can't take that.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining us at our next investor webinar, where you can drill deeper into our 9 to 13% annual interest rate bond offerings and see how our company has become an emerging leader in the oil and gas industry. In 2024, Phoenix Energy rose to become the 11th most prolific oil and gas operator in the Williston Basin.
They can't take that from me.
People responded saying things like, "You never had it, bro, ever. So how the f was it ripped away from you?" On top of that, fans were also upset with Wayne because Kendrick has been a big Wayne fan for years, very openly throughout his entire career.
Wayne ain't no new jack to the game, like I said, you know. He influenced a lot of styles and a lot of sounds, and I could say I was influenced by a certain sound and a flow and the cadence, you know, that he brought to the game, which was very unique. Me being a young boy in the game and listening to him, like, yo, okay, I need to learn this and that, you know, and that definitely was a perspective from that tape.
So when Wayne acts this way and keeps complaining and acting like he's entitled to it, a lot of people were upset and felt like he should have been proud of Kendrick, especially since Kendrick is openly inspired by Wayne. Not too long after this, on Kendrick's track Whacked Out Murals, which was released around this time, he said, "Used to bump the Carter 3, I held my Rolly chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down." Later on that track, he said something that almost seemed like a diss when he said, "Won the Super Bowl and Nas the only one congratulate me. All these people agitated. I'm just glad they showing their faces. Quite frankly, plenty artists, but they outdated. old ass flows trying to convince me that you they favorite. So clearly Kendrick was not happy about Lil Wayne's reaction. Wayne actually seemingly responded to this on Twitter by saying, "Man, what the fuck I do? I just be chilling and they still come for my head. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep. I beg you all. No one really wants destruction, not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed. On me." Somehow this didn't ever end up leading to any public problems between the two, which honestly is a little bit disappointing. I mean, I think a rap battle between those guys would have been sick. But regardless, Wayne said on the Skip Bayless show just a few weeks later that he had no problems with Kendrick.
And you know, when we speaking, obviously he can't control that. And, you know, so he didn't let me know. It ain't like he can control it or nothing. And also I've spoken to him and I wished him all the best and told him he better kill it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So you better kill it. You gotta kill it.
Okay. Well, did he say anything to enlighten you about these lyrics about you? I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. I don't know exactly what that means. If he's sort of...
No, he ain't. I don't think he knew he didn't have to do anything. There was no explanation that was needed for that. I think I understand. Again, that was my first time hearing it when you just said it.
Okay.
But I understand those words. Like I said, I think he just mean that he made it there, and his hard work is the reason why he made it there.
It was a little strange that he said he never heard those lyrics. However, in all fairness to Wayne, he seems to forget everything and doesn't really seem to be in the loop at all. But despite that, people were happy that they had squashed the beef and that Lil Wayne wasn't dragging it anymore. At least until he did keep dragging the situation. First, he did a Super Bowl ad with Cetaphil, the skincare company, which poked some lighthearted fun at the situation while teasing his upcoming album.
Hey, we still going?
Nah, this is time sensitive. Let's get it.
Then a few months later, he did an interview with Rolling Stone and said he would never consider playing the Super Bowl again after he said they stole that feeling. And he sounded a little bitter in this interview because he said he didn't watch Kendrick's performance. He said when it came on, he went to play pool and that every time I looked, it was nothing that made me want to go inside and see what was going on. Which to me reads like he was really upset about the situation to that day. Like, how are you gonna act like, oh, me and Kendrick are cool? Go crush it, bro, and then say it didn't really look like anything I was interested in, I didn't even watch it. Like, that just seems disrespectful. And this is the attitude that upset a lot of hip-hop fans. Of course, many people still sided with Wayne, but it definitely hurt his image. Wayne continued to say in this Rolling Stone interview that the NFL fucked up and that since he is working on the Carter 6, they could have had some music, but instead they got rapping, which again comes off to me as like disrespectful to Kendrick. And it's especially ironic now as the Carter 6 is out and many people wouldn't quite call that music. He also said a few other things in this interview too, like that the NFL apparently was telling him beforehand to be more public facing before the show as if he would get the spot, and that someone from the NFL apologized to him after Kendrick was selected. So I can totally understand why he would be upset, but the seeming disrespect towards Kendrick is what really are rubbing fans the wrong way, along with him dragging it for so long. It seems as if the Super Bowl situation, on top of all of the discussion from the fans, affected Lil Wayne so much that it ended up bleeding through to his music and almost possibly hurt the quality of it